Today we're going to go over one of my many side hustles, 3D printing. Now, if you're like me, I don't buy stuff or ask for stuff that don't make me money somehow. All the things that I purchase, I usually have a plan to make some kind of money with. I'm not talking about 3D printing these ginormous Iron Man mask or this massive statue. I'm talking about printing everyday practical things that people are in need of. And 3D printing them is the cheapest way. People will buy this stuff all day. So in this segment, we're going to walk through 3D printer, materials I use, where to get files, and I'm going to show you how ChatGPT and AI will help you set up your Etsy listings where you just have to fill in the blanks and you're done. 3D printing is cheap, it's fast, especially when you're printing practical stuff, not printing 20-hour mask for Iron Man or Spider-Man or whoever man it is. Those things take a lot of time and you'll get 90% done and there will be some kind of flaw. And guess what? 20 hours down the drain. When you could be printing 10 to 20 items within 30 minutes that sell for pretty good money. This is my 3D printer and it makes a lot of money. Comes with an arm off the back that holds the filament just like that. Spool sits on there nicely. A couple other things that are nice about this 3D printer, and no, it doesn't come with Batman, is this sensor right here. This is a filament runout sensor. If you're in the middle of a project and you run out of filament, this right here will alert the printer and it will stop. It won't keep going. So that means you won't have a project that's half finished just sitting here and you think, hey, when I get home it's going to be done. No, that's not going to happen. Other machines that don't have this, they'll just run out of filament and they'll continue to run like it's got filament going through it. But this particular one will stop itself. You can come in, you can change it and select to start right up and it'll start right back from where it ran out of filament. It's pretty awesome. We use a lot of PLA. PLA is very inexpensive. You can get this off of Amazon and I'll put the link to both my 3D printer and the PLA filament on there. It comes in thousands of colors and there's several different brands. You really want to go for a quality brand though, because the way it's wound here on the core, if it gets tangled up, you're going to ruin your print. So you don't want to do that. You want to buy a quality 3D print filament. You don't want to go buy some run-of-the-mill cheap stuff, because quality means everything. The next item I use a lot of is this 6-inch blue masking tape. And you're probably going to wonder, why do you use 6-inch blue masking tape? Well, I'm going to show you. One other thing that you're really going to need when you're doing 3D printing is these micro SD cards. That's where you're going to put all your files, because most 3D printers, you load your files onto this and you put them into a little slot there, and that's where you load your files up. As far as what I ship in, we use these simple black plastic durable bags. Slide the product right down into them. We always put a little order confirmation in there, little receipt, thank you, business card, you know, the whole works. These are dirt cheap and they're very strong. Never had a complaint. Some of our more expensive items will ship in these bubble mailers. They're very cheap as well. I just stick with the black. I don't know if it's a theme or not, but same thing. Throw the item in there, business card, slap a label on it, send her off in the mail. Something else that makes my life easier, and you don't have to have one of these, you can just print regular shipping labels or however you want to do it, take it straight to the post office. But this right here is a 4x6 label printer. It's Bluetooth and direct connect to your computer. I just like to leave mine direct connected, makes my life easier. All right, so one of the practical things that I do a lot of 3D printing are these shelf brackets. They're thin and they're simple. and they go on these boards from IKEA. There's a lot of people that have these boards. Before sticking the tape on the build plate, I always like to go ahead and preheat the 3D printer and the build plate. By doing that, this particular 3D printer just has easy buttons. You go to the temp, you select what you're going to use to print. I select the PLA. I apply the blue tape, and this particular printer comes with this here scraper. It's a little plastic scraper. It helps you get things off the build plate, but I use it for this. I like to make sure all the edges are nice and pressed down. And this blue tape, it's a little trick of the trade, a little secret, if you will. A lot of the people on YouTube that show you how to 3D print, they're not going to show you the blue tape trick. But if you want to make sure it adheres every time and you don't have any issues, use the blue tape. Now that our build plate and 3D printer have heated up, I go back and I hit print, and I'm going to select shelf bracket and confirm it. And away she goes. Enjoy. When you first get this, you have to level the bed. So it's finding its build plate. It distributes a little bit of filament. And now we're off to the races. And so when it gets done, you'll have these shelf brackets just like this. As you can see, that's what it's making right now. This particular print takes about 20 minutes. I'm going to put a link on here that will take you to a website where you can find all kinds of awesome things to 3D print, including things like this. As I was saying earlier, you can sell your 3D printed items on Etsy pretty simply. The practical ones are the ones that sell. These, like this cable holder, stuff like that, like little wire metal exercise playpen, corner pieces, those sell really well. Here's another one that sells amazing. So here's an item that sells amazingly well on Etsy, and they're very simple to make. These are the Aldi quarter keychain prints. You slide them in there just like you would a quarter, and you keep it on your keychain, and you don't ever run out of quarters. These are pretty awesome. As you can see, people sell these things like crazy, and it says $3.50. Different prices out there, $3, $5.50. Just depends on how far you want to go with it. I mean, they're endless. But if you can get in there and you can compete around that $3 range, which is very easy to do, PLA filament is so cheap. You're talking about like a half a cent to make one of these. There's nothing in making this. I'm talking about making practical things. This is one of my actual listings. I make these disc golf basket arrows, and people use them for trail markers as well. But this listing's been on here since May 9th of 2025. It expires this year, 1 year later. And so far, I've had 500 people look at these. 53 of these have sold. This is what I've made off 53 sales. And you know what? It probably only cost me about $20 in filament to make all this money. It's really cheap to do this, folks. The item that I was 3D printing a while ago was this IKEA shelf. bracket, this IKEA shelf bracket. As you can see, there's 20 plus people with this in their cart. This particular seller, Curious Joe Studio, he apparently has different colors, and he also sells different sizes, as you can see. And they are the same little brackets that we were just printing, or similar. 3 brackets in less than 10 minutes. It's quick, and it's quick money. Okay, so basically, so I told you earlier I was going to show you where to get your 3D print files. This is one place that I like to go look. It's called Printables, printables.com. You know, you can look for pretty much anything in here. You just type in the search bar and it's there. But right here, here's this Aldi shopping cart coin. It's right here. Everything's here about it. Tells you how many people make it. People show pictures of it being made, give reviews. This is a pretty awesome site for finding 3D models and 3D print files. So all you got to do is you go into to the files. You find the file that you want. And you download it. Once you download it, you click the file there. You go into your downloads. You find your 3D print file. And you click open. There she is. Simple enough. You would rename your file right here. Just call it supermarket coin. You save it to your mini SD card. Also, while you're in this screen, you can preview it. And you click slice. The slice tells you how long it takes to print. So this one takes 11 minutes. 2 grams of 3D print filament. And I think if I'm right here, yes, so this window right here, you go in there and you set how much your material cost, and it tells you what it cost to print this item. If you look in that right hand corner of that box, it says $0.00. That means it's using little to no filament. So you can sell this for $3 and you charge them shipping. It's easy enough. That's quick money. And you can print a whole board full of these things. You can see it doesn't take up much room, so you can print every corner of this and just have them ready to go in bulk. Alright, so I was going to show you how AI will help you create your Etsy listings. So basically right here, I'm using Copilot. I put in there, create a listing for Etsy. The item we are selling is an Aldi coin keychain, so you don't need a coin. Alright, so here we go. So, like it says, high converting Etsy listing for you, the Aldi coin keychain. It's written to match the clean, modern, practical vibes. So here's your full listing. Aldi quarter holder keychain. No coin needed. Hands-free cart release token. There's your title. Your description. It's all written out for you. Features. Tells everything about it. And you can go in here and you can edit all this. I mean, this is as easy as it gets. You just copy all of this. And you'll go back into your Etsy. You'll add a listing. You put in what you're wanting to do. Keychain. Selects keychain. You click continue. You click this as a physical item that you made it. It's a finished product. It's made to order. But it's made from scratch. You don't use tools. Click continue. Always like to come in here and put that description right in there. And there it is. The whole thing. So I'll copy that title, pop that bad boy right in there. Take some pictures of the items. Always make sure you take a nice video of it. That helps it sell. You pick your price, how many you have on hand, or how many you want to advertise. If you have any variations, you fill in all the little details through here, which is plain and simple. Then right here you have a shipping profile, so you can go in there, you can weigh your item, figure out what you're going to sell it in. As far as shipping, put your full weight dimensions, and it will give you a preview of the shipping cost. You can always put no returns or exchanges. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. You hit publish. Side hustle can't get any easier than this. So I was going to show you the things that I use. 3D printing. Right here is the 3D printer that I use. I actually have the 4 Max. But if you just want to get started, you can get this here 3 Pro. It just has a smaller build plate here. But if you're going to do the small practical items, it's plenty big enough to start. I'll put a link to this in the description below. If you click that link and you purchase it through that helps to go to the Chillin' 40 channel. Everything helps. Also, while I'm talking about it, the filament we use is right here. One massive roll of this, $13.99. This roll will last for a very, very long time. And it comes in a ton of colors. I mean, the sky's the limit with these colors. I'll also put the link to these. Like I said, please click the link if you're going to purchase. We also use this 6-inch blue painter's tape. See, it says right there, 3D tape, 3D printing tape, clean removal. You get a lot of this for $18. I'll put the link to this as well. This right here will save you a ton of headaches. This is the label printer we use for our shipping labels. It's not a bad price, $54. Makes life a lot easier. Just set it up on your computer. Choose the 4x6 labels. It's a thermal label printer, so there's no smearing of ink. If it gets wet during shipping, everything's good to go. I'll also put a link to this in the description below. Right here is the labels that we use in that printer. They're Max Gear 4x6s. Really cheap. $10. Get you 5 iron labels. Here's the bubble mailer we use. $17.99. Get you 100 of them. Makes life a lot easier. Protects your products you're selling. I'll put a link for these as well. They are also available in several different colors. Here are the poly mailers that we use. They're 6x9, 200 of them for $13.49. They come in an array of colors. There'll be a link for these as well.